A pleasant day, everyone. Our task for today is to make an improvised balance. In our case, we will create an improvised spring balance or spring scale. A spring balance is a type of weighing scale which consists of a spring fixed at one end with a hook attached to an object to be measured. Moreover, suspending an object will extend the spring by a certain amount depending on the spring's stiffness. In addition, the heavier the object, the more the spring stretched as described in Hooke's law. Another improvised instrument that we will create is the force measurer, or sometimes called as a force meter or Newton meter. So this instrument is used to measure forces. Force meters contain a spring connected to a metal hook. The spring stretches when a force is applied to the hook, and forces can be contact forces, where objects must touch each other to exert a force.
Objectives.
To create an improvised spring balance and force measurer. To demonstrate how these instruments are used as an instructional material in a classroom activity for a certain science lesson in junior high school. And to design an inquiry-based activities or lessons using the spring balance.
Materials.
Now, let us start making our improvised spring balance.
First, take a bottle of perfume and make a hole at the rear part using a nail. Take note that the hole should be big enough to fit a wire. Once the spring has been attached to the wire, bend the wire so that the spring will not come out and it will serve as a hook for the spring. Get another wire and attach it to the other part of the spring. Push the spring closer to the rear part of the bottle. Next, bend the wire into a triangular shape. Take note that the last bend of the wire towards the pen is very important as it keeps the pen in place and stops it from sliding. Bend the free end of the wire because it will serve as a hook for hanging the objects to be measured. Hold the two ends of the wire using a tape. You can use glue stick or adhesive tape to make it much durable. Next, for 200 grams, we added 1 can of sardines and 1 pack of noodles. For 250 grams, we added 1 can of sardines and 2 packs of noodles. And lastly, for 300 grams, we added 2 cans of sardines. Now, we need to mark the bottle to create the scale for measuring different weights. Mark the initial point as 0.
Materials. At this point, we will now start creating our improvised force measure.
drill or melt a hole in the tubes. You need 4 holes in the narrow tube, both near one end, opposite each other, and 2 holes for the wider tube, all at the same end. Thread the wire through the 2 holes in the narrow tube and tie a knot to hold it in a loop. Thread the rubber band through the 2 opposite holes of the narrow tube. Put the narrow tube inside a wide tube with the same holes at the same end. Thread the rubber band through the 2 opposite holes of the wider tube. Use 5 centavo to stop the rubber band from slipping back of the holes. Poke the band through the center of the coin and then bring it back around the outside of the coin. Your meter is essentially finished, but you cannot yet actually measure any forces with it. Along the visible part of the narrow tube, make a mark on where the bottom edge of the wider tube is. This is your 0 point. Testing the improvised force meter. Hold the meter by the outer tube.
At this point, we will conduct an activity for grade 7 science class that will enable us to use the improvised spring balance to measure materials. Our objective is to learn and use the improvised spring balance in measuring sugar that acts as solute in this activity. The materials needed: 150 ml of tap water, clear glass jar, spoon, 400 grams of brown sugar, and lastly, improvised spring balance with a bowl. First, using the improvised balance scale with bowl, measure 150 grams of sugar. In a clear container, pour the 150 ml of tap water, to be followed by the 150 grams of sugar. Lastly, stir the mixture until the sugar dissolves and state your observation.